Hey, it's John from Planet Kambo. Welcome to part 2 of the video series. Now in this video series, as you know, we're taking a look at the 3 stages of the Kambo process. That's the reset, the restore and the revive, and how they can benefit you. So now a summary of what's coming up in this video. In this second module, we're going to be taking a look at the restore part of the Kambo process, and we're going to be taking a more detailed look at how Kambo is actually applied. Part 1, the Warrior Zen. This is an unshakable calm and a stoic and meditative mind that comes straight after you take Kambo. Within 10 to 20 minutes following the purge, a calm state will wash over you. And this is due to powerful neuropeptides that are being released into the brain that have an analgesic effect that's 4,000 times stronger than morphine. Now I can actually personally attest to this. So when I've had chronic back pain and I've used Kambo, Kambo completely eliminates the pain for the rest of the day. It's like taking a really, really strong painkiller. So not only are you getting this calm mindset, but Kambo also works on the opioid receptors in the brain, and it will literally get rid of any pain that you have, any physical pain that you have in your body. Now this amazing feeling of calm can last for several hours, and it's always followed by a wonderful night's sleep. But we actually have some Kambo users that report that they can go into really deep meditative states immediately after taking Kambo. And I always notice this when we finish a circle and we go around and everybody shares how they're feeling. One of the most common things that people say is they feel really, really peaceful and calm. So it's wonderful in that respect. It calms the mind, and as I said, it kills any residual pain that you may have. Part 2, heightened senses, improved cognition and mental focus. Now, Kambo works on you in many ways. Not only does it work on you physically, but it also works on you mentally. So for an extended period after you use this medicine, you may experience improved cognition. So your thinking is going to be clearer, your thinking is going to be faster. You're going to feel better in yourself. You're going to feel less anxious. You'll experience a sharp, clear mind, decisive thinking, ability to think quickly under stress. So Kambo is a really good medicine to use when you're dealing with stressful situations in your life, whether it's with work or personal situations. Kambo can really help to give you that boost that you need to get through a difficult situation. Now there are lots of reasons for this effect. One is the lifting of the penema, the lifting of that dark energy that could be holding you back. Also, Kambo works to increase blood flow, so there's going to be more blood and more oxygen getting to the brain. This is all going to contribute to the improved mental focus that you're going to feel. Now, when I use Kambo, I actually experienced this myself. In the days following a Kambo treatment, I'm always super, super productive. It really helps me to get things done. And this is another reason why the indigenous use this medicine before they hunt. They take Kambo the night before they hunt, and then when they go to hunt, they are super productive. They're really, really on the ball. They're stronger, they're faster, they see more clearly, they hear more clearly, and most importantly, they think more quickly. So they're able to outwit the prey and hunt super, super effectively. Part 3 is enhanced explosive power, sharpened reflexes and accelerated recovery. Now I, again, experience this myself. When I take Kambo, I am so much stronger in the gym. It really boosts my gym sessions. Whether I've used Kambo as a full treatment or whether I've done something called microdosing, which is another way you can use Kambo, and that's where I take a very small amount of Kambo every day for an extended period of time. So I may take it every day for 10 days. And then during that time, I am supercharged for the gym. I noticeably lift more. It's actually pretty profound, the effect that it has. Now, another thing that many Kambo users report is an increase in libido. Now, there are many reasons for this. The first one being the detox. So when your body is detoxified and it's clean, then it's better able to function. So things like digestion and sex drive are improved. The second thing is blood flow. Kambo increases blood flow. It's a vasodilator. So when there's more blood going around your body, this is another thing that's going to really help libido. And because Kambo has this wonderful analgesic effect on the brain, it reduces stress and anxiety. And obviously we all know when we're stressed and when we're anxious, we're not really in the mood. We don't really have a high sex drive when we're in that sort of fight or flight state. So by using Kambo, we calm down, we're more relaxed, and then we're more able to function at our peak optimum level. So when the indigenous extract the poison from the frog, it's a waxy kind of resinous, liquidy sort of substance. And what they do is they put it onto a flat stick and they leave it to dry and they wrap it up. So when we receive the Kambo, we receive it on a stick and it's a dried resin. And then in order to use it, before we use it, what we do is we wet it down slightly and then we take a sharp knife and we scrape. And then what happens is the Kambo goes back into the state that it was when it was extracted, which is more like a wet, liquidy sort of resin, and it congeals. And then we take a very small amount of that, and that's 1 point, and that goes on one of the burns. It goes on one of the gateways. So how's Kambo taken? Well, the first thing I've got to mention is when you take Kambo, you have to do it on an empty stomach. So you need to be in a fasted state. Ideally fasted on the day of the medicine. We say that really 8 hours is the minimum, but it's much better to just have eaten the day before. So you take Kambo on an empty stomach. The next thing that's really important is the water. So just before you take Kambo, you drink 1.5 to 2 litres of water, and that's so you have something in your stomach to be able to purge. So if you imagine that you haven't drunk any water and then you take the medicine, you're going to feel nauseous and you're going to feel like you want to be sick. But if you don't have anything in your stomach, if you have no liquid, there's going to be nothing that comes out and it's going to be dry retching. So water is really, really important, and we take it just before the medicine goes on. Literally just before we put the Kambo on, you need to drink 2 litres of water. So the way Kambo is applied is actually through burns on the skin. So because it needs to communicate with the brain through the lymphatic system, what we do is we take a very small incense stick, we heat it up so it's red hot, and then we make very, very light superficial burns on the skin. These are called gateways. So we make a few of these points on the skin, and then we very lightly rub it with a tissue, and that just exposes the dermis underneath. So you just have the very top layer of skin has come off. There's no blood or anything. It's a very light burn. And then we actually put the Kambo poison, the resin, onto the wound. And that way it's able to go through the lymphatic system and communicate directly with the brain. So that's how Kambo is actually applied. And then once the medicine goes on, the process begins, and then it's only a matter of time before the purge comes. So to recap, today we looked at the restore part of the Kambo process. The restore was made up of 3 parts. The first part is the Warrior Zen. And this is where immediately after you take Kambo, you get a calm, meditative state wash over you. And this is always followed by a wonderful night's sleep. And some of the neuropeptides in the Kambo medicine have an analgesic effect that's 4,000 times stronger than morphine. So it's an extremely powerful painkiller. Part 2 was heightened senses, improved cognition and mental focus. So this is where Kambo gives you this amazing mental boost after you take it. And this is great for when you're dealing with stressful situations in life. So you're going to experience a sharp, clear mind, decisive thinking, and the ability to think clearly under stress. And part 3 was peak physical performance. This is enhanced explosive power, sharper reflexes, accelerated recovery, and a boost in libido. So now a quick summary of what I'm going to be talking about in the next video. In the next video, we're going to be looking at the revive part of the Kambo process. So this is the long-term effects of Kambo. The first thing, and for me this is the most important thing with Kambo, is it makes your immune system bulletproof. Once you start working with Kambo, you literally never get sick. Also, Kambo is amazing for healing autoimmune and other health conditions. There are countless stories on the internet of people that have healed some really terrible health conditions. Kambo also gives you greater resilience to stress and fatigue, and it's also amazing at removing all of the pain associated with menstrual cramps for women. So thanks for watching. I hope you learned something in this video, and I look forward to seeing you in part 3.